Hey everybody, it's Laurie Blomer here for the weekly card pull. It is Wednesday, November 8th. I normally pull these on Sundays, but you could probably tell by my voice why I didn't pull one on Sunday or Monday or Tuesday, because I literally had no voice. I lost it on Friday and just had a big old cold. And so here I am, better late than never. But I want to thank those of you who've been following along, and those of you who are watching for the first time. I do a weekly card pull for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration, usually on Sundays. This time it's on Wednesday. The irony of all this, of course, is a week ago Sunday, I had pulled a card. The last time I pulled a card, this was it. Be patient. Snicker, snicker. I now know fully what that means, having had my butt kicked by a cold and lose my voice and everything it requires, and just sort of slowing down and having self-care. Unfortunately, having to, reschedule some clients because, again, no voice, and just feeling poorly. I thought it was an exercise in patience. And I'm glad, actually, I pulled that card for a variety of reasons. However, it was helpful to those of you watching, but also for me personally. I could really anchor myself on that and say that was our lesson here. Be patient. Take your time. Do what you need to do. Things can wait. And here we are. So anyway, this week I'm working with the Radiant Rider-Waite Tarot. Back to the one I very typically go back to. Pulling a card for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration for the remainder of the week. My intention is to pull one on Sunday, this coming Sunday. Be more timely, assuming my voice holds out. But just something, a lens through which to observe my experience, and for anyone else who is watching as well. So, again, was reminded with be patient. It really was a helpful lens through which to look at that experience. Just say, be patient. Just be patient. Breathe through it. You're going to be okay. So anyway, I've been shuffling wildly here as I've been talking, so I'm going to pull my card now. And I always pull a few from the center, just because. And I shuffle until it feels right, until I feel connected with the query, which is spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. I'm going to pull the one that my thumb is on, which is this guy. And the card is Five of Cups. As you can see, we have someone who's not a very happy camper. So let's talk about this. Cups is about emotion. It's about intuition, our emotional journey, our emotional experience. And if you look closely, you have somebody who clearly is upset. And they're facing a body of water, a stream. The stream doesn't look terribly dangerous. The water doesn't look terribly rough. But they might be facing how they pass that. Water in tarot and in most oracle cards is a metaphor for intuition and emotion, also being in the flow of things. You'll also notice we have 5 cups here. 3 are tipped over, but 2 are still standing. And there's also a bridge in the distance for how to get to that castle. So the interesting thing about this card, as you would imagine, it's about disappointment. Things not turning out the way you expected, or thinking you had a way to go about doing things, and maybe you got thwarted and you're frustrated and you're like, well, now how do I do it? Something's in the way of accomplishing what I need. Something in the way of my emotional fulfillment. So I'm going to look at this as my inspiration for the remainder of the week, which is okay. Maybe it didn't work out as I planned, but there are still cups here for me. There's still opportunities for me. Maybe I'm trying to achieve something and there's just a different way to do it. It's funny with the Be Patient card from last week, sometimes it's that too. The timing just might not have been right. Maybe the waters were too high and too rough, so to speak, and there's a time when the waters will settle where I'll actually be able to wade through that. So think about that. Think about a situation, or that's the lens I'm going to take. I encourage you to glean however this resonates with you as a helpful lens through which to look at your experience for the remainder of this week for spiritual reflection and spiritual inspiration. What might have not have turned out or be turning out the way I wanted? What might be the reasons for that? Might be alternative routes that I can take. What might be a more helpful lens through which I can look at it? And I would also encourage you to look back on your past experiences and say, when were those experiences that things didn't turn out the way I wanted to, but they actually turned out better, or they put me in a new and more helpful direction? There's that old saying that, as God closes a door, he opens a window. And other people believe that everything happened for a reason. Could be this was not meant to be for a perfectly good reason, but that doesn't mean it's all over for you or that's the only way to go. So that's what I've encouraged you to think about this week. And again, anything else that jumps out to you and resonates with you deeply at an intuitive level, go with it. Thanks for watching. Thanks for bearing with a squeaky voice. And I look forward to seeing you on Sunday. LaurieBlomer.com is my website. My email address is laurieblomerpsychic@gmail.com. Would love to hear from you. Would love to work with you. And I hope you have a great week. Thanks.